Is the season back alive for Manchester United? Are we getting ahead of ourselves again? I've had time to watch that game back. I've had time to let everything sink in and take in the whole emotion that was last night. It was a bit of a whirlwind, wasn't it, people? Let's just be honest with ourselves. This is United Vibe. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Your live show for tonight. I think it's just a basic catch-up after everything that happened yesterday, because it's one of 3 games in a row Manchester United are winning. Some people are saying we're back. Some people are saying Maguire's back to his best. Rashford's going under the radar. A lot of people talking about Marcus Rashford as well. And you got to look at it and you've got to go, well, honestly, 3 games in a row, I'm happy with that. But why am I feeling this way? Why am I feeling so dejected still in terms of how we're playing and the football? And is it simply because we've got Manchester City coming up this weekend? I mean, there's lots to talk about. I mean, looking at the media, looking at the journalists and everything that's been reported today, and how last night's game was taken and what people thought of it was interesting, because I was looking at it through the game constantly, all the way through the game. I was like, yeah, everyone's thinking exactly the same as me. I was watching journalists coming out saying that Manchester United just look abject. It's horrendous. Boos before half time, boos at half time, and then we woke up a little bit in the second half. Yeah, so that for me is ultimately where United's issue is. Why do we need to kick up the arse every time just to get ourselves going again? Guys, welcome to the chats. Everyone get your comments, get your messages in, get your questions in. Anything on last night's game, anything with United right now. I have just been over on top of the league. Obviously, guys, if you didn't see my announcement last night, I have joined forces with Craig over on top of the league, doing a lot more Premier League content there as well. I've just done one piece there on Everton and their possible 12-point deduction. I mean, if there was one team that's probably in a worse state than United right now of big stature, then it's definitely Everton, isn't it? I mean, my God, what a week it's been for them. But United turned it round on the pitch, and no one's really talking. We're not getting much doom and gloom, which is good, which is what we want. That's what I want to be talking about on this channel. But turning point, I'm not too sure. I look at it and I go, we're walking away with victories. Everybody's happy. And last night's, the last minute drama at Old Trafford at the moment is just on a different planet, isn't it? I mean, we had the 2 goals for Scott McTominay before the international break against Brentford. And then we had last night's drama. You're thinking, here we go. That penalty and that decision was summing Manchester United's season up in one go. And that there could have been the end of United's Champions League season. It is a massive, massive moment in Manchester United. And we cannot forget that. We talked about the last-minute goals against Brentford for Scott McTominay. Use that as momentum. That moment where you got away with it a little bit, but you kept going and you had that fight to carry on. We didn't. We played bad against Sheffield United and kind of got away with it again, let's be honest. We didn't really pull up any trees and it wasn't good enough. But you go on and get another win in a game against the poor Copenhagen team, and you're like, right, okay, when are we going to start to see an actual performance as well? When are we going to see some decent football on the pitch? Because that's what we're not seeing at the moment. And I want to talk about certain players. And guys, get your comments in. Let me know exactly what you thought. If there's any particular player you want to bring up, we'll get into that as well, and we'll talk about that tonight. I'm just going to quickly go through some of your comments there. Before we get into it, hello Mike, how are you doing, mate? Caroline says, I can't understand how Rashford keeps his place, plays all of most of the games. I feel like HAG and I are watching completely different games of football. I think that's something echoed with a lot of the United fan base at the moment. Barry, how can anyone say we are back to what? Mediocre? I mean, there you go. It's everyone's got an opinion, and yes, you're welcome to it. And I can understand why you would see it that way. It was mediocre. We're getting wins, and that's what's important right now. So I look at it and I go, it's a big piece of paper. It's not very strong, and it's covering up gaping cracks. That's basically what it is at the moment. Results are the overwhelming and overriding plus in all of it, and you need the results before anything. I mean, you got to look at it and you've got to say, Manchester United right now, without these moments that we're having, we're out of the Champions League and we're bottom half of the table fighting relegation. without our moments this season. It's not sustainable. No, it's not. But we've got to take what we can. We've got to take what we can, and hopefully the team can find some form. I'm going to get into the players in a second. But I was at the game last night. So I seriously can't see how it takes us. It takes us a half to get started. If we start like that on Sunday, we'll get pumped 5-0. I think that's the worry with City. We'll touch on that as well. We cannot and we will not get away with it against better teams. It's as simple as that. We're not going to. It's an impossible task. Jim says, Adam, are you worried about the possibility of civil war between the Glazers and Jim? I can see major problems ahead of us off the pitch. Great win last night. Great win, mate. It was poor performance, but we're taking all the wins. In terms of civil war between the Glazers and Sir Jim, well, nothing's happened yet. So, again, we're waiting. Fans with bated breath. Is this actually going to happen? Is Sir Jim actually going to come into Manchester United? I doubt it right now with any significant form. I think that 25% still doesn't give him enough power to make big decisions. We still don't know what that sporting side of things is. It's been a week now gone from this supposedly happening. I think news just breaks and United just pump news out to the media outlets when some bad news, or what they see as the fans would see as bad news, when they know that there's going to be a kickoff within the fan base, they'll leak a story out. I just feel like the Sir Jim thing was never close, and I feel like that's just been let loose by the club just to appease the fact that Sheikh Jazim has pulled out. There is a way past no Sheikh Jazim. There is a way past still having the Glazers. And they tried to spin that and build that up to something that it really isn't. And a week's gone by now. I hate to say it, but obviously Sir Bobby Charlton has took preference over everything, rightly so. But everyone has forgotten about what's happened off the pitch. It won't take long. A bad result at weekend, and you will hear the chants back, you'll hear the boos back, and you'll hear the unrest within the Old Trafford fan base again. And that's the worry, because we play like that. And like I said before, unless the results are right on the pitch, you ain't getting anything. You ain't never going to get anywhere. And that's where we're at. That's where we're at, Manchester United right now. Unless we get results, then it's all going to come crumbling down. Mike says, "Hi Adam. I was there yesterday. I was bored after 15 minutes. I had more fun watching the Copenhagen fans. There is no pace, no fluidity. It's as if the players have down tools." Yep. It does seem that way at times, doesn't it? It seems like we just can't be bothered. We're just not in it at all. And it's like, oh, I can't even get up for this. I can't. Adam, what player do you think will be sold first? I think Mount, because of Ten Hag, did you mean? And because he did not buy him, he had a John Murtough player. I mean, we're hearing that Ten Hag was he was everything behind the Mason Mount signing. So I'm not sure, mate. I feel like that was a Ten Hag signing. So for me, I look at it and I go, Mount's not going anywhere. Sancho is definitely first out the door for me. James Dixon says 5-0 win on Sunday, easy. Remember, me and you were there last time, mate. Let's hope we get scenes like that again, eh? Let's hope we get scenes like that again in the derby. That will be the one. Yes, Said's in the house. Big up Adam and the chat, new beginnings. Yes, mate. I will catch up with you later. I've not forgot Said, mate. Absolute whirlwind. Too much content, mate. This is United, and this is what happens, isn't it? And when you throw in some other clubs as well, it gets even worse. You've got to see the state of the house at the moment. My God. Rice was the midfielder we needed, says Barry. I was bigging up Rice. I thought he was a player that Manchester United should have been going for. I'm not going to lie. I think Declan Rice is an outstanding player. Everyone laughed at me when I was talking about Rice, but that guy has got leadership qualities, and I think he sets standards. I think Arsenal will be struggling without him this season. You know, I really do. Eric Ten Hag needs more time. Changing manager is not the answer. Changing player is the answer. That's it. We know Ten Hag needs time, William, and I feel like he will get it under this ownership. I think he will get it. The problem is like, how much money will he get to spend to then make that time worthwhile? I think that's the bigger question, because you can say he's been in the role, but if he doesn't get any money again in the summer like he did last summer, and he can't buy his first choice players, then that time kind of just goes into one of, well, he might not well be here, because it's just going to be the same old, same old. If he cannot invest in that time that he's got, then it's just going to carry on as it is. He needs the right investment to bring his players in. Jonathan, I just wish to see our wide players, wingers / fullbacks, drive to the line and whip a cross in. We did it a couple of times. It looked really dangerous last night, but I think there was probably one moment when it happened in the first half. I think Dallo whipped a great ball in from the right hand side, if I can remember. But second half, we did that a lot more. And we caused them loads of problems. Our misfiring forward line striked again. Again, poor finishing from United's forwards. The poor touches from Garnacho, Højlund, Rashford. That heavy touch when clean through, just not good enough. We need to be more clinical. Absolutely. Managing with his hands tied behind his back. Yes, I totally agree, William. I noticed that manager is afraid to sub or drop some players. Caroline picked up on Marcus Rashford. I mean, every time, when them boards are going up, players are warming up, you look who's coming on, you go, right, Garnacho's coming on. It ain't going to be Rashford. It ain't going to be Rashford. Guarantee it's always going to be a Højlund. It's always going to be an Anthony or someone like that. I'm going to get into Anthony in a minute, actually, because Anthony's an interesting case. Because Samuel Lucas has been going in on him as one of these players that a lot of people are saying Rashford is more of where everyone should be averting their anger, because Anthony, I think he does put more of a shift in Rashford, but I didn't know how long it was going to be until my friend Zane pops back in the chat just to rub some salt in the wound. Zane, the Arsenal fan, contribution king. Welcome to the chat, mate. Welcome back. I take it you're going to be all over it now then. Now I'm doing more on my own channel, Zane. But cheers for the super chat, mate. I will read it out. You should have bought Rice instead of Onana and Mount. Rice signing of the season so far. I hate it when Zane's actually got a point, but you know what? I can't really disagree with. I can't disagree with you, mate. Honestly, I'm jealous that you got Declan Rice. I am. I think he's been a brilliant signing. And yeah, I would go as far as to say you're not far off the mark there. I've struggled. I mean, guys, you let me know in the chat who has been signing the season so far. Declan Rice, like Zane said there, cheers for that, mate. He is definitely up there in the top 3 signings of the summer. 100% brilliant signing. And I think, like I said, Arsenal will be struggling without. Yeah, I wanted to go back onto what Samuel Lucas was saying about Anthony. A problem and an issue that Ten Hag has got is not dropping them players, the failing players who keep on starting games. I mean, I don't understand why Anthony is the scapegoat constantly with Manchester United's fans. I just don't understand it. Good point in terms of signings of the season. Zane, there's a bit of competition for you there, and sadly for you, it is from your local neighbours. I mean, Maddison and Rice definitely up there as best signings so far. Dal Salford, member, cheers for that. Don't forget, guys, I am taking the channel to the next level. I want to be doing a lot more. I'm going to be upgrading everything as we go along, so stay tuned for that. There's going to be a lot more giveaways as well. There's going to be things like match tickets involved. So the member section of this channel is going to take on a different face altogether, guys. So if you do want to get involved with that and contribute anything, the member section is there. Just press the join button next to the subscribe button. And there are definite offers coming your way. Well, not offers, prizes, basically. Giveaways. That will be happening monthly as well. So do stay tuned for that, as well as all the other improvements that are coming along on the channel. Obviously, I dropped somewhat of a bombshell last night, I'll say. If you guys are following me on social media, you know what I'm talking about. Eric says Bruno is poor. Now, everyone knows Bruno is one of my favourite, probably my favourite United player right now. I love him as captain. I wouldn't want to change him as captain, but ultimately, he is in poor form. And I think his decision-making has been off, to say the least, right now. And like I always said I would do on this channel, I'll call it as it is. I'm not going to have any favouritism, no agendas. Bruno has been poor and needs to up his game. I don't know if it is the captaincy or the captaincy curse, which we do have at this football club, let's be honest. It is there all the time. So, yeah, I mean, Bruno definitely needs to up his game. I think decision-making, crosses, passes, I think it's all off. His work rate, I would never even question it. I think he's outstanding. I think he sets an example to all the players in terms of his work rate, but it's them big moments where he just lets us down every single time. Well, not every single time, that's wrong wording, but more often than not at the moment, especially this season, them moments when we've needed him or when he would usually come to the fore and bail us out, he's not been there. So, yeah, I'm not happy with Bruno. I'm not happy with Rashford at the moment. I'm still okay with Bruno starting games because I don't think anyone would do any better than him in terms of what he brings. And that's the sorry state of affairs of where we're at. Paul D, the member says, Mount to not get no minutes last night is a mystery. Would have put him up front. Yeah, I know. I can't figure out why Mason Mount isn't playing at the moment. There's this big thing about Scott McTominay. I mean, I've been on Talk Sport. I constantly get asked the question by Ali McCoist on Talk Sport about Scott McTominay. I think the Scottish theme is running deep there. But yeah, I just feel like Mason Mount was a playoff, and I can't remember who it was who said it. I think, it was actually Zane, wasn't it, who said it? Declan Rice over on and Mason Mount, I think, is definitely where we went wrong this summer. We bought the wrong type of midfield. I'm not saying Mount is a bad player. Ten Hag has wanted him, and maybe he was just one of them easier players to buy. I think he was just one of the easier players to buy. So, yeah, I look at it and I go, could that money have gone elsewhere? It's easy to say now in hindsight, and obviously everyone can be that perfect pundit and say we should have done this, we should have done that. But at the time, Ten Hag had a plan. He thought Mason Mount was going to come in. I was willing to give him the time. Problem I've got now is he going to get the time? That's the issue. Is Bruno more of a problem than a solution? Fixing Football podcast. I don't think he's a problem. I think his form is a problem. I'll say that. I just think when everything is bad, Bruno tries to do everyone's job, and he needs to cut that out. He needs to stop that. Otherwise, it's just going to get us in more trouble. He tends to drift out of position, trying to do everything because no one's pressing or doing a certain role. He'll take it upon himself rather than bellow out and organise, which he should be doing really as the United captain. So, for me, I feel like Bruno, he's not so much of a problem, but his form is. Dayward One says, Adam, Bruno is a 10 and needs to play higher up the field and feed our 9. If we had R9, that'd be great, wouldn't it? The old Ronaldo. Yeah, not happening. But a player like that would be lovely right now. Bruno, I always like Bruno with an 8 anyway. I think we have got other players that can play 10. And if he was going to fit Mount in with Bruno, it would be Bruno being deeper than Mount, I would say. I think Mason Mount around that box is a good player as well. Dan says, no wonder the ref blew the whistle 10 seconds before half time. Yeah. I get what you mean by that one, mate. Who's our best number 10? Bruno, Mount, Scott, Ericsson, or Hannibal? Bruno, David. He always will be our best number 10. He starts stand up more than anyone, and he is crucial in big moments in games for us. I have just slagged off his form, and that is a factor. But yes, out of all of them, I would say Bruno definitely is the better 10. I do want to see more of Hannibal, though. I really do. I really do want to see more of Hannibal. Get the likes in, people. Get them up. This is just a catch-up video tonight, so definitely wanting to catch the vibe of how everyone is after the Lord Mayor show. Basically, that was last night, which was difficult, wasn't it? It was a difficult watch, and I think United fans at the moment. I said last night, I think United and Old Trafford at the moment, it's like sitting in a dentist waiting room. Everyone just looks nervous. Everyone looks scared. They don't know what's coming, and it's an easy place to be. It's not an easy place to watch your football at the moment. I think my son Alfie just given up completely. He'd rather go and watch Salford. That's where he's at. And he's like, he's just bored. And I think that's the issue. And there was a moment, I think, when was it? I think when Rafa was like bigging up the crowd, like trying to get the crowd going. And I'm just like, no, Rafa. Like, seriously, it's about time that this team actually did something. The fans have actually got sick of getting behind the players because they are constantly behind the players. They've always been behind the players. It comes to a point when you actually look, you need to give something back. You need to create the atmosphere rather than us constantly cheering on crap performances and trying to get that one moment. The players need to do a little bit more for me. So I'm not for that bigging up the crowd, geeing up the crowd. we're there to be entertained. At the end of the day, we're there to watch quality football, and we pay for it. So let's not forget, Manchester United do charge a premium. So honestly, I just look at it and I go, we need more from the players. Right on cue, everyone. Do fly across to top of the league. Evening Ben. Evening Craig. Evening Connor. Hope you're all well. I'll be speaking to you guys later. But yeah, guys, do fly across and give top of the league a subscribe. You'll be seeing me on there pretty much daily now, guys. I've just done a piece on Everton's plight and their possible 12-point deduction from the Premier League. Yeah, it felt weird but good talking about other teams, especially ones that are doing worse than our lot. Yeah, so it's actually not that bad. So yeah, look at that. Wait for it, guys. Here it comes. Boom! Top of the league. Your new video is currently number 1 on top of the league. We are top of the league. Say we are top of the league. How many years? Here's one for you. In the if I could do a poll right now, I would. How many years will it be before Manchester United fans are singing that chant in Old Trafford? Well, I'm going to put we are top of the league. So we're not winning the league. We could just get there at one point in a season. I look at it and where we are right now, I go, definitely 3 years. That sounds horrible, doesn't it? Because I don't know. Yeah, we could actually just go top of the league after the opening day, after like a result we got against Leeds that year, a couple of years ago, couldn't we? But yeah, I mean, when we're actually singing it proper, like we're actually in the title race, I don't think that's going to happen for a long time. Long time. I am Rami. Miss you, man. Miss you too, mate. What's happened? I don't know. What did I miss? Well, cheers for all the comments as always, people. 12 years, says Paddy. If we played first game on Friday before everyone else plays Saturday, says Barry. Pretty much what I just said. Yeah, I do. I think that's the only way we're ever getting top of the league. So you might as well just fly across to top of the league channel and give us a subscribe and watch us there, because I will be top of the league. Boom. Yeah. Sorry. Tumbleweeds are flying right now, aren't they? I am really unsure on that. It's a lot of laugh out loud. 2-minute variable. As he's really in on that Glazer and Sir Jim Ratcliffe at the moment. It's killing you, innit, Daz? I know it is. I can feel it. You've got the green and gold and the rats constantly after every single comment. So yeah, you definitely. I can feel your pain, mate. Honestly, I can. So yeah, I mean, Rashford came up again there. I don't know who it was in the comment section. I just need to find it again. Actually, just. Yeah, I lost it. But Rashford. All right. I'm going to go in on, and obviously we'll cover the derby a little bit more. But I want to go in on what you guys think in terms of that front line. What's our best front line to play against Manchester City? Because I don't think we're going to get much of the ball. So who would you play? Are you dropping Rashford for the big game, knowing that he's got a decent record against Manchester City? Are you changing it up in any way, shape? I mean, I look at it and I go, do you know what? It's one that I've wanted to see. And there's been occasions over the last few games where there's been a bit of a switcheroo. So we've seen Anthony out on the left-hand side. Rashford's been on the right-hand side. Wouldn't it be nice just to see an actual left footer on the left hand side, like Anthony? Like, give him a chance on his right, on his stronger foot, and let's just see what he can do. Because I think Anthony on the left, I'd go Highland in the middle, and then maybe a Palestri on the right hand side. Or Garnacho gets his start. We swap Anthony out for Palestri, and Rashford goes to the bench anyway. Garnacho, Rasmus, Anthony, says William. Just subscribe to Top of the League channel. Cheers for that, Lou. Absolutely buzzing with everyone jumping over there. We're building something big. We are, and I will be right at the forefront of it alongside Craig and the team behind the scenes. And yeah, that alongside Anfield Agenda and obviously my channel here as well. And like I said earlier on, if you are just joining now, just stay tuned for the up and everything that's coming on my channel as well, guys. So yeah, it's going to be exciting, very exciting. Yes, loads coming up. Casemiro is back from suspension against Manchester City. Does he walk right back into that team? I'm not going to lie, it's a bit of a concern for me right now. I'm not feeling it. I really am not feeling it. I was really hyped and really looking forward to seeing him come in and like being that midfielder, that best in class holding midfielder. But his performances, I know he started out on the left-hand side. He's not been fantastic and we can't really judge him out there. But while he's been in central midfield, he's left me a bit underwhelmed, to be honest. I think he's looked a bit slow. He's had some good moments, but I've just not been blown away by him. And he's a bit of a concern for me. And I did a video the other day talking about Neves coming in from Benfica, the young 19-year-old. Could that be someone that comes? Could that be the way Man United are going forward? These players, these sort of ready-made players, I understand why we bring them in. We do need players to come right into that first team, and younger players like Haaland still trying to find his feet. It's difficult. It is really difficult, especially in that Man United shirt and the way that we're playing at the moment and the pressure that is on every single player that walks out of that tunnel. It's hard. It's a hard one, isn't it? Adam, I don't feel we will ever see Ten Hag philosophy until players like Bruno and Rashford aren't in the team. So wasteful with the ball. Ten Hag is all about pressing and sustaining attacks. Yeah, but Bruno does press, Ryan. That's the thing. Bruno does press. I think he does look after the ball. I think he just pushes it too much because nothing else is happening. He tries that wonder ball. But what was the tactics yesterday from Ten Hag when we had Scott McTominay and Haaland pretty much as a front two and the long diagonals are going in? I mean, that was on Ten Hag. That wasn't just made up on the pitch. That was like a game plan because that was happening early in the second half. So, I mean, honestly, I don't know if we are going to see Ten Hag ball. I agree with that. I don't think it's through all his own fault. I just don't think we've got the players. I mean, this week, a little bit more optimistic. I would be more optimistic if it wasn't Manchester City, but the likes of Mainu coming back. Obviously, we've got Smolacia coming back in training. Reguilon will be another game fitter. So will Rafael Varane because he still looks a little bit rusty. So we've got nucleus there. We've got a decent team. We're only missing certain big players like Martinez, Luke Shaw, and Zaka. I know they would probably all go into, to be honest, all of them would be starting against City at weekend. So sort of like kick myself in the foot a little bit there by saying we've got more than enough to challenge Manchester City. I mean, they're all first team players and all would be in the starting lineup this weekend. So yeah, I mean, that is it. But the question that just came up there in the comments and the one that is right and the one that's correct right now is the one, will we ever see what Ten Hag did at Ajax? Will we ever see that free-flowing, through the lines football, quick, one-touch? I mean, I still go back to that training drill. It was on social media, United players against Ajax players when Ten Hag was playing that drill. And United, obviously, were still getting used to it. But technically, we were miles off it. And it does show the culture shock of the football style that Ten Hag has got and what he wanted to bring to Manchester United. We tried early last season. He thought he could do it and come straight back in. And I still think that Brighton and that Brentford game early last season is affecting Ten Hag and how he puts his teams out and how he actually tries to navigate his games, because it still doesn't know, like, he still doesn't look like he knows his best team. It still doesn't look like we have a game plan. We are, and I do believe, and I've said this before, we are together as a team. And he said that. I think we wouldn't be getting the wins that we have just scrapping them out and staying in games if we didn't have the willpower. The effort is there, I think. It's just we cannot implement a plan whatsoever. We never look like we are ahead of our opponents, or our opponents always seem to have the edge on us at every start of every single game we play. I don't think there's been one game this season where we've gone into the start of the game and actually been completely on top. You could maybe argue early doors against Spurs and Arsenal early on in the season. When we went in front against Arsenal, we just blew it and that was it. gave it straight back away, as we have done pretty much through all of this season. Every time we score a goal, and that was my fail last night. And we nearly did do it again. What's up, Alien Tenno in the chat? How many United players would start for Manchester City? Oh, I don't even want to answer that question. I don't want to, but right now, I would say none of the team that started last night anyway. None. And that's how far we're behind. That shows you the task that we've got in front of us against Man City at weekend as well, doesn't it? 0, Mike Fergus. Yep, 100%. Hey, Adam, how you doing? Would you be open to collabing with Holly? I like to see more on her social media. She knows her football. Holly's another one who just disappeared, didn't she? But Holly did talk a good game, actually. She knows her stuff. But yeah, I'm up for doing more. Everyone knows on collabing. I'll be doing more with Saeed as well on his channel on the odd occasion as well. So yeah, plenty of content coming up, guys. I think we're going to need it. We're going to need serious therapy going through all of these games that are coming up, and then the transfer window opens as well. And yeah, I'm not getting my hopes up. I'm really not. We need something to happen in that window, but we're not going to get it. We're really not. Antoinette is a horrible signing, says Max. Oh, that's harsh, mate. He's not that bad. I think he has had good moments. I think he has had some good moments in the United shirt. I don't think he was as bad as what people said last season. But again, everyone's looking for a scapegoat. Tammy Lucas was talking about it himself. I did mention that earlier on. The media always have one particular. They always have one particular player that they go in for. It's like there's a lot on Rashford, there's a lot on Bruno. Anthony gets a lot of it as well. Obviously, Harry Maguire. He is what's the name, isn't he, Harry? He's sort of answering a lot of critics. I mean, in a way, I know this is going to sound weird right now, but I can't wait to see Harry Maguire play against Manchester City. Because one way or the other, he will either prove us all wrong and his stats will stand up, but every game he's played it in, or he started in, the opposition has been average at best. He's coming up against a different entity altogether at weekend. And then we will see if Harry Maguire is that dominating defender that Ten Hag says he is. I don't know where he gets dominating from, honestly. Ten Hag worries me a little bit. He really does. Welcome to the Members Club, Paul. Brilliant to have you on board, mate. Do drop down onto the page. Press the join button, everyone. That is your access to the members section. And like I said, when we are fully rolling over the next couple of months, there is going to be some big ass giveaways on the member section. The perks have been upped. That's all I'm saying. All will be revealed along with everything else on the channel going forward. There's loads of new stuff coming up. So yeah, guys, that member section is up and running, and there is a lot coming. There's a lot coming. Where's the join button, says Craig. You go on to my main page on YouTube, and right next to the subscribe button is the join button, and all your options are open there, my man. Go and give it a whirl. Let me know if there is any issues. And yeah, just ask the question. Can we actually get a forward to score? Very good point, Kyle. That is one of my biggest moans, let's say, this season. Why can our forwards not finish their dinner? I mean, Højlund, 3-3 in Champions League, but nothing in the Premier League. Rashford, is that 1 in 13 now this season? Shit, let's be honest. It is, isn't it? Anthony, has he done anything yet? I don't think he has. The fact that Scott McTominay, Casemiro are our leading goal scorers tells you everything you need to know, really, at where we're at. And it's not in a good place, let's be honest. Kenneth Brash, hi mate, was wondering why you left Mark United stand for the Irish fella Craig and his Liverpool channel. It's not his Liverpool channel. I'm not going to be appearing on Anfield Agenda. I am on Top of the League, mate, which is a full-on Premier League, Championship, European football, everything channel. And yeah, I'm going to be talking on there about loads of other stuff. I've been told I'm currently number 1 on the channel for my first video that has just gone up tonight. So do fly across to Top of the League and check it out. It's on Everton's plight and their 12-point deduction. Unlucky for them. Alien Tenno says, Adam, I would play 4-5-1 v City with Martial up. Martial? I didn't know you was a Martial fan. Alien, mate, honestly. I'm always playing Highland. If we are going to play one man, we're going to need someone who can actually give a bit, has a bit of strength and can hold the ball up. I know Martial can, but I just know that we're going to need everyone to be fully focused and fully into this game against City. They're going to have to run themselves into the ground. They really are, which is probably why I'm worried about that Newcastle game on the Tuesday as well, or Wednesday even. It's going to be, I think we're going to be knackered, to be honest. 2 very, very tough games. And it's good that we got that win last night against Copenhagen, because without that win, I feel like Ten Hag questions would have been asked. Let's just put it that way. And you may say that sounds crazy, but questions would have been asked. I don't care what anyone says. He is a concern at the moment, just by the way he's talking. Like that, like I just said a minute ago, that Harry Maguire dominating comment. What? I mean, come on, Eric. There's a better choice of words to describe Harry Maguire. He played well. He had a good game. And like you've said before, he just did his job. We've beaten Copenhagen, Crystal Palace and Brentford in the games that Harry Maguire has started. Oh, and Sheffield United. Don't forget that one. That's 4 for Harry this season. But look at the quality. Look, you only have to read the lineups. You only have to read the teams we're playing against and then go, yeah, I'm going to just settle down a little bit. I'm not going to get too far ahead of myself. You don't big a player up like that on the eve of playing Manchester City and what they've got in their front line, surely. That is a massive concern of mine with Ten Hag. I'm still fully behind him. I do believe every manager should get 3 years in charge. But I do understand the other side of the argument with a lot of fans saying, well, it's like watching Ralph Rangnick and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer again. Nothing has changed. My mate Wes messaged me the other day saying we shouldn't have another Dutch manager ever at Manchester United again. We're just going back to the boring Van Gaal days again, passing it around. And this is why Harry Maguire's stats are so good, because he's got so many sideways passes. I really hope that headed goal and the clean sheet and him having a few good games really gives him that kick that he needed, because there is a player in Harry Maguire. We know this. He started off well at Manchester United. He's just completely fallen away. It's been it's been on a par with Jadon Sancho in terms of when he arrived and the fall, the expectation, and then the drop. It's like we were saying last night. Me and Kaz said it last night. It's like eventually every player that comes in that looks promising at Manchester United will be dragged into that mire of abject, average mediocrity and turn them into a crap player. I mean, they're not all completely crap, but players come into United with potential at the moment. This is not like it used to be, but they come in at the moment with potential, and then the form drops off and the career just dies. We're a career killer. That's what we are at Manchester United. The manager's job is a poison chalice. Unless you are an absolute superstar, you are going downhill after leaving Manchester United. Donny van der Beek, like Barry says at the bottom, how many years has he been here now? Was it 4? Is he going on his 4th season now? 3rd or 4th season? Waste of career. Probably regrets that move more than any players regretted moving anywhere in their careers for any club. At his peak, playing under Erik Ten Hag, and I thought this might have been the turnaround, but that says everything you need to know, doesn't it? When Ten Hag comes in and doesn't start playing him either, and this is the player that got him to the Champions League semi-final, was moments away from making the final against Liverpool. And he's not playing him, then you're definitely starting to see the red flags, keep the red flags flying high. But yeah, there's plenty of them flying around for the wrong reasons at the moment. Donny over McTominay, I don't know, mate. Honestly, I just don't see anything in Donny van der Beek. I don't know what the hype is. Yeah, there maybe is some good quality moments in there in him, but few and far between, and definitely not a world beater. Not a player that United need right now either, for me. And let's be honest, when Kobe Mainoo comes back, he's going to be ahead of him. What was the point? Why did we keep him? It's ridiculous how this football club is being run. And I said that the video I did the other day regarding the pathway that the club is now paving for players to leave, players on big money, like so-called superstars that are just sat on the sidelines on ridiculous money and not actually not playing games or contributing one bit to Manchester United. That's the problem we've got right now. That's what we need to be rid of. Who's excited for the Champions League tonight? What we're watching? Who are we tuning into? Some big games tonight. What do we reckon to Tonali as well? Man, that is a weird one. 10-month ban reportedly coming in. That's Newcastle looking at buying a new player surely in January to replace him. You can't go 10 months and wait to see what the player comes back, can you? It's a full season and the Euros if Italy do get through. Wow, what a waste. What a waste. Hit the subscribe button, people. Give the video a like as well. We are climbing. Next target is 30,000. Any watch-along plans, Adam? Oh, just you wait. Just you wait. Barca 1-2-1. They've already played, says Daz. Don't we still owe money on Sancho? If so, it's going to be hard to sell him. I'm not sure where our finances are with Sancho, Mike. But, yeah, it'd be an interesting one to look into just to see if there is anything left over. I'm hoping Sancho goes to Saudi. It says JMD 85. Yeah, that way I think we would get money for him, actually. So definitely I'm jumping on board with that one with you, Paint. 100%. Let's everyone put a like in so we can get to 100 before the video ends. That would be good. Get on it, people. Like. Thank you very much. Still doing away days or doing watch-alongs now? Away days when they come, obviously everyone knows I've got a season ticket. Still apply for the tickets, but like I said, it's a nightmare getting tickets to go and watch United away from moment to moment. It's like you go in there knowing that you're gonna get chubbed. You're not gonna get anything. So horrible. I'd love to be there, but yeah, there probably will be more in the line of watch-alongs and stuff like that. More different content for match days as well. So stay tuned for all of that. Stay tuned. That's across this channel and Top of the League, guys. So yeah, everything along both of these platforms is going to go bang, 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 bang to the next level. Trust me, the plans that we have got moving forward are definitely going to be up there. Best content, best everything, best coverage as always. And you know what? The most important thing is real opinion, real fan content. That's what it is. How much do you reckon we could get for Sancho? Adam, it's a toughie, mate, that one. I have no idea. What? 30 million? Something like that? Oh, that's a push, isn't it? Who's going to spend that amount of money when you know that he's being a knob, basically, isn't it? Not apologising. What manager is going to want that? Saudi League will probably take it. I'm sure Steven Gerrard would like to add to his English contingent over there in Saudi Arabia. I'm sure he would. Stop taking shots, Adam. I'm not taking shots. I'm not. Watch Donny in that Ajax season and then compare it to anything McTominay has done in his entire career. It's different circumstances, different league, and that's how you've got to judge it. Players come to Manchester United from other leagues and they were brilliant. I said before what we destroy careers, but also you've got to look at they've just not been able to handle being at Manchester United, a lot of these players. And that's the big issue you've got. That is the big issue you've got with most of these players. It's one of all hype, but we don't do the groundwork. We don't do the checks. We don't dig into the transfers. Like Alex Ferguson was talking about, you have to know every single player and everything about that player before they even step foot on that turf in a Man United shirt, because the pressure gets to them all. And I've seen many just absolutely crumble. Quality players that just cannot handle playing for Manchester United. Loving everyone's comments tonight. Let's get the win Sunday. Well, City think they have an easy game. Yes, Kaz, I'm with that one. And guys, we beat City. We're going to be 3 points behind them. Oh my God. Can you imagine what everyone is going to be saying if United actually beat City at weekend and we're 3 points behind them, being so crap and how awful we've been this season? It goes to show that results count for everything, don't they? They really do. They count for everything. And you can sort of just go through a whole season. If someone came in and looked at the league table, they'd go, oh, look at them. They're having an all right one. I mean, everyone's talking up Newcastle. It's brilliant turnaround. Eddie Howe, best manager, best English manager in the top flight for how many years? And how many points are we behind them? 1. points behind the so-called high-flying Newcastle. So that's, like I said, it's like, don't take style of football too far. Don't take it for granted. No, we do need to see that, and it'd be good to see a plan. But again, I ask the question, can we go another season where we're just digging out results? The biggest thing for me and my major concern is just like, we don't look like we're scoring goals. And that's why I don't think we'll beat City at weekend. They can score for fun. We're lucky to scrape 1 or 2 together in a game these days. We can't beat a team by more than 1 goal. And that's exactly what it was last season. We get tanked. Goal difference goes down. We get a few wins. It looks like we're in great form, but we're not scoring enough goals to even get our goal difference up. So, yeah, that's where I think United fall, and that's where I feel like no matter who's in defence, the pressure is going to be constantly on them because we're not killing teams off. We get in front, we let the opposition get a goal straight back. It happens in every single game. I can't think of I said it, what was I saying? Sheffield United on the Sunday show was saying the Sheffield United game, I thought that we deserved that win in that game. But only just. I thought we deserved the win against Nottingham Forest because we came back and we did dominate that game, especially in the second half. But that was it. Like every other game this season, I feel like we've been lucky to get our points where we've got them. Adam, you should do streams with Noureddin and Saeed. I will be doing more. Don't worry, Alpha Mate. I will be getting more different content in. Maguire is the new United hero. Or was it Anana? Was he the hero? That's it. I mean, I put it down as both. Sean Rogers, how are you doing, Sean? Beat him last season, of course, but we truly are playing awful. Sean, echo that. That is it. That's where we mugged Wolves big time. Yeah, Barrett, we did. That's like I'm talking. Wolves were lucky. I mean, we deserved to lose to Spurs in the end. Arsenal, I think we probably deserved more in that game. I'll say that. I thought that onside goal for Garnacho definitely was the winning goal in that game. I still think we won that game. And then seeing that Lego head Arteta on the sideline jumping around like a lunatic, like it outplayed us. It didn't. But yeah. We are boring though. A lot of laugh out loud, sorry. Never thought I would ever see that. Yeah, Man United, boring. That's just the norm these days, isn't it? That is. We only deserve to beat Arsenal. All other league games we should have lost. Forest, Mike, and Sheffield United, I think we were a little bit better in them games. Definitely deserved what we got in them. I think we did. We're better. But again, still scraping the barrel, innit? Still scraping the barrel in terms of like performance and what we actually deserve and how we're playing. It'd just be nice for us to actually hear that whistle blow and go out full bore and win the game. That's what it would be. It'd be lovely. But yeah, guys, I am going to wrap the stream up there. It was good little catch up, a little bit of therapy after the game, and just setting the tone and the build up for what is going to be an absolutely mental weekend against City. So, yeah, guys, new members, super chats, all the people in the chat, brilliant tonight. Don't forget, if you are interested in the member section, do click on the join button. It's right next to the subscribe button on the main page of the channel. And, yeah, drop your comments in on the video when it goes up on YouTube later as well. Let me know what you think. Where is the main issue? Is it Ten Hag? Is it the players? Is it the formation and the tactics? Let me know. Drop your comments in. I will get round to everyone today after this stream as well. But do fly across the top of the league. My video is up there as well. And Craig is doing a Newcastle watch along as well tonight. So tune in for that one. Guys, I'm out of here. I will see you tomorrow. Have a good night. Enjoy the Champions League with the feet up in a beer, knowing that United are back in it.